Hello everyone. Did you know HP made Vectras in tower format? Yeah, apparently they did. And I got my grubby hands on one. I've had Vectras on the channel before. They're some of my favorite systems. I've had one in my collection for probably 10 years now, but I've never seen one in tower format. So let's dive into some 90s enterprise grade goodness. Let's get into it. Yeah, this thing is nothing short of a beast, but I would expect nothing less from HP in the 90s. It's big, it's heavy, and it's ready to take on your business tasks. And nothing says security like a comically sized lock. I'm guessing that in addition to being a keyboard lock switch, this also prevents you from opening the case, assuming that because of how ridiculously large it is. And hopefully that's the unlock position. It should be, because that key is nowhere to be found. And here's the power switch. Oop, it's a little sticky. Uh-oh. Already off to a great start. Looks a little translucent, so that's probably also the power LED. You know, I don't see a reset button anywhere on here. That's interesting. I wonder if that came in the form of some kind of keyboard thing, either a key combo or a special key. And the floppy drive looks original. Not too sure about the CD-ROM drive though. That color match is close, but not quite there. I am suspicious. And we got some stickeration on the side here. Model XA5/166. So I'm guessing 166 megahertz. Seems legit. And we got some scribble scrabble on the top here. Windows 98. I guess no love for NT4 in this organization. And here's the back of the machine. Very unapologetically industrial looking. I'm very curious as to what's behind that cover. And we got some curiosities going on with those expansion cards. First being the video card. I have no earthly clue what that connector is for. I'm guessing that's a breakout connector for maybe a dual head VGA, or in this case, more than dual head, because why wouldn't you just have two VGA ports? That's an interesting one. And it has two NICs, but they're not the same speed. This says 10 BT, I'm assuming they mean 10 base T, and this one's 100 base T. Now 100 base T is kind of advanced for a machine at this age, so maybe this is just keeping like a between worlds type thing, wanting to be compatible with offices that haven't implemented 100 base T yet. Later NICs would just combine the two standards into one single RJ45 connector. Maybe the technology just wasn't so advanced yet. But in case that was too fast for you, we've got a dial-up modem, and we have some kind of sound card. Looks interesting. It's cool that we have USB. That's pretty advanced for a machine of this era. But this being a big business boy, how could you be surprised? Okay, I gotta see what's behind this cover. And that ain't no Phillips head screw. No sir. That's far too pedestrian. That is a T15 Torx screw. Yeah, it's also a flathead screw, but we're gonna ignore that. Ooh, thought that was coming out easily. Yeah. Oh, it's the hard drive. Now that's interesting. Though it doesn't look readily removable. Yeah, it looks like it's still screwed in there. I guess that would be a massive security oversight, and that beastly case lock would be useless for preventing data theft. This is probably just to facilitate easier removal, rather than having to back the drive up into the guts of the machine. Speaking of which, let's get this thing open. But first I have to figure out how to get into this thing. It ain't the most obvious thing in the world, but similar to one of my desktop Vectras, it has these plastic tabs. There's one on each side. So they're either gonna lift up or they're gonna break. Let's see which one. Ooh, I made some horrible sounds, but I don't think anything broke. Okay, there's no other way this thing can move but forward, right? Let's give it a little squeezy pressure. Ah, there we go. And that lock was also a case lock. And see, it's got that little tang there. That would hook into the case metal. It's a good thing it was in the unlock position. And I can already tell that is one beast of a socket 7 system. It's got 6 72-pin SIM slots. It's got the Coast module, which is present. Coast stands for cache on a stick. Or that right there. That serves as CPU cache. And this ducting routes that fan, so I'm guessing it's primarily in service of the CPU. Let's try to get that out of there. Looks fairly easy to remove. There we go. Gives us some more access. And hey, it's got a coin cell battery. I was worried it might have one of those annoying RTC modules. And we've got our VRM in place. It says 2.8 volts on it. Let's go ahead and check out that CPU. Let's just pop that VRM out of there to get it out of the way. Easier said than done. Clips are fierce. IC remover to the rescue. There we go. That's an uncomfortable amount of bending. Let's clean that thing up. And as promised, it's an Intel Pentium with MMX technology. Man, that MMX was so hyped back then. I can still hear the commercials. Okay, let's start going through these cards, starting with the dial-up modem. These are all T15 Torx screws too. And that's a surprisingly basic looking dial-up modem. Guess that's all you need. Let's move on to that video card. Yeah, that thing's a beast. That is a Matrox Millennium MGA-2064W R3. And we've got a copyright date of 1996 up there. It's too bad we don't have the VRAM expansion. That's what normally goes here in these connectors. There's probably other things that go on those connectors, but I know for a fact that the VRAM expansion does. And here's a better look at those stickers. With the help of some tactical anti-glare electrical tape, we see this is very clearly an HP original part. No surprise there. It's definitely a workstation-oriented card. But I still can't identify this connector. It's a 26-pin D-sub connector. But I have been searching and searching, and I can't find anything on it. Even on sites with info on this graphics card specifically, they seem to just ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. There is an icon pressed into the metal there that also rings no bells whatsoever. If you know what this is, please let me know, because it's killing me not knowing. Now let's check out that weird double agent NIC. Alright, what the heck? Oh, it's caught under that screw. The sound card's being held down by. So annoying. Ah, come on, not magnetic. What the? Okay, I'm guessing this is the Wacom LAN connector. Although that's a lot of pins for just wall. I wonder what else that's doing. You know, I was a sysadmin for a lot of years, but 10 base T and 100 base T on separate jacks, that is definitely before my time. And I definitely have never come across many AMD NICs. If I did, I didn't notice. But that's interesting. PCNet. Now I'm curious. Can you use both at the same time? Do they have separate MAC addresses? Probably not. But I am tingling with curiosity. Now that I can actually see the sound card, it's a CT2970, and I think that's HP's OEM version of the Sound Blaster 16. And interestingly enough, it connects directly to the PC speaker. Now that can't just be PC speaker sounds, can it? That is an awfully big speaker for just PC sounds. That thing's at least 3 inches. And the board says mono speaker. Sort of lends credence to that theory. Guess we'll see. Let's get everything unconnected. But other than that, not much else to see here. It's got the CT2502 chipset. I think that's a Vibra 16 or something. And I see an HP front panel header there. So yeah, definitely an HP OEM card. And yep, backside's got more HP Mark of the Beast. Got a part number sticker. HP OEM confirmed. Oh wait, I already confirmed that. Anyway, it's double confirmed. Okay, now we seem to have some kind of contraption what for release in the motherboard here. And I do want to get this thing out of here because it's just so awkward to work on with this inverted ATX thing they got going on. So let's just go ahead and unconnect everything. Oh look, and there's the actual PC speaker. So that must be Sound Blaster sound, right? It's just down mixed to one channel. This is awkward. And I don't like seeing that. It's some kind of goofball proprietary power connector, isn't it? And it is on there. Why, HP? Why? That thing just doesn't come there. Yeah, that sucked. And what sucks even more is that plastic is now broken. It is definitely, yeah, it's cracked. So I guess there's some embrittling going on. This was probably meant to flex out of the way of the pulling on the connector, but she ain't so flexible these days. Cracked right in two. I hate proprietary power connectors. Now, let's see if this plastic survives. I'm gonna give it some help because I bet that connector's got a lot of stiction in it. Ooh, sounds cracky. I think we're coming. Yeah, what? Yeah, I think we're okay. Nah. I hear plastic falling. She's in there. And yeah, there was some plastic breakage, but it didn't come from the latch. It came from these little plastic hooks that hold this motherboard slide rail in. It seems exceptionally brittle. That is the last thing I expected to break. This one's getting ready to give up too. Vintage plastics. Not even once. There, at last we get our first full unencumbered shot of the motherboard. And yeah, of course, HP proprietary as hell, but it's there. Let's check out that coast module. It's dusty as hell, so let's clean it off. These things are usually in there. This one's no exception. There we go. Yep, that's cash on a stick. 512 kilobytes. That's bigger than I was expecting. This thing's a beast. And that's an awful lot of RAM too. They're all double-sided 72-pin EDO modules. Wow, these things are terrible. Forgot they make your fingernail feel like it's about to fall off. Yeah, that's a lot of chips. I'm gonna say this is a 16 megabyte module, and all of them look identical. So this thing had a ton of RAM for the time. And I guess being a beast mode workstation, it would need it. Let's just get the rest of these out of here, since my fingernails don't hate me enough. Yeah, that's the same. Same. And same. Not sure if HP factory, but same. And I'm seeing these little surface mount Satan capacitors everywhere. These are known to leak and destroy the board through corrosion. It doesn't look like any of these have leaked, so maybe they're the good ones. However, I am suspicious. They should probably be replaced, although I'm not replacing them, at least not in this video. And I see they went all fancy pants on the CMOS battery too. That's a BR2325, and I don't keep those in stock. Let's see if it's still alive by chance. Well, how about that? Maybe there's something to the old BR2325. Yeah, that's pretty much fully alive. That's a 3-volt battery. So this system might have been maintained. Either that or that's just a really crazy, unnaturally good battery. Oh cool, I get to see how much clock drift there is. We also don't have to set anything up. Although most of this board's configuration is done with dip switches. It's going to set stuff like the CPU frequency, clock multiplier, and all such things. This was before they were done in BIOS. Okay, let's check out that riser. I don't think it needs anything beyond dedustification, but let's pull it out of there. See, the case fan connects to it, or the exhaust fan. Actually, yeah, that's the only fan other than the power supply fan in here. That was easy enough. You know, it's kind of a strange sight to see. They're all through-hole components. There's not a surface mount anything on this entire board. Nothing but big, beefy through-hole resistors and chokes and capacitors. It's got some weight to it, also. I guess that's that HP quality. Or at least the HP quality that used to be. Okay, let's start pulling these drives. Starting with a hard drive. I can already tell it's a Quantum Fireball. I hate Molex connectors. I swear. There we go. And it slides right out the back, where it should. It's a little bindy. And it seems like the disk drives are on rails, because I see screws coming in from the front. Let's get them disconnected. Let's see how well this works. Fair enough. And that CD drive is HP original. We'll get to that. Yeah, it's hard to mistake that for anything else. Quantum Fireball. Got a capacity of 2.5 gigabytes. HP original. You know, these seem to have quite a reputation back then for being junk. But the funny thing is, here in the modern day, I don't come across many dead ones. Or maybe that's just survivorship bias. Maybe all the ones that would have died already. Well, let's hit it with the dust rag. And there's the CD drive, made by Panasonic, CR583B, 8 speeds from November 1996. And it definitely appears to be an ATAPI or IDE drive. That model number kind of threw me off a little bit. I thought it might have been the proprietary Panasonic connector still, but it does not seem to be. Would have been quite surprising to see that on a motherboard. And the floppy drive is also original, the mighty Sony MPF 920. HP sure had some quality suppliers back then. Let's give it a quick refresh. That thing's hooked in there. There we go. And apart from the lightest smattering of dust, it's actually really clean in here. So this will be quick. Don't expect these heads are very dirty, but I'm gonna hit them anyway. Yep, they were fine. Let's refresh the grease. Can't forget the lead screw. Thing's got some really caked on grease. Looks pretty heavily used. Even saturated my swab. Gotta use the other end. And here's the power supply, made by Miniba Electronics. Pretty sure I said that wrong. Manufactured in 1997, so that's quite a bit newer than some of the other components. Wonder what's going on there. Wonder if it was replaced at some point. Now here's the thing, I'm not going to be able to properly test this power supply because of this goofy proprietary connector. I have no way of knowing which of these pins is the on signal, and I'm not getting great search results for this very obscure connector, so we're just going to have to risk it. We can at least knock the dust off though. I'm not going all out on this thing. Let's just give this thing a quick wipe out. That's all it really needs. There isn't a whole lot of dust in here. that fan looks kind of hairy though. I better pop it out and clean it up. Seems to be just these two screws here. Yeah, it's fuzzy. Let's get that grill off. Well, I guess it wasn't that bad. Alright, let's see if that HP quality also extended to their fan bearings. Yeah, it seems so. Sounds perfectly fine. Good for them. Alright, here's explosion cam. I doubt it's going to explode though. They never do. Well, rarely do. Let's see how it handles power. Okay, got some light flickering. We're good so far. I'm not going to run it too long with the cover off because this air duct is open up here. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Oh. Oh, that sounded not great. Ah, the old quantum fireball is dead. Wasn't I just talking about how I don't come across many dead ones? We also have no video output, but let's give that hard drive one more try. Sometimes they come unstuck if you power cycle them. So let's cut that. Power back on. Yeah, see, that's the normal hard drive initialization sound. Every once in a while, they come back. Okay, now I gotta figure out why we have no post. Alright, first things first. When there's no post, remove just about everything you can out of the system, like peripheral cards, drives, everything like that. That gets it down to a minimum viable configuration, or just barely enough to run. In this case, I left the drives connected because they're unlikely to be the problem, and I've got just the video card installed, so let's see what it does now. Let's send it some power. And look at that, now it's posting. Yep, there's the Vectra splash screen. Cut off, of course. Got a floppy drive seek. Integrated LAN error. It doesn't have integrated LAN. Or I guess maybe it does. Must be that cable that runs to the NIC. So that is very strange. Well, that was just a regular standalone network card. Okay, so we proved it was unhappy about one of those peripheral cards. I want to at least put the sound card back in because it's no fun without sound. So let's shut this thing down all nice and proper like. Let's get the sound card back in. Plug the speakers back in. Let's see if this thing boots. Yeah, we're posting again. That's good. And that was a different PC speaker sound. That sounded like it was coming out of that front speaker. Okay, we're not going to worry about the integrated LAN right now. We're not quite ready for the internet. Okay, I guess that requires a reboot. And that hard drive does work. This sounds wonderful. Every once in a while it makes one horrible metal tinging sound. Like it sounds like the bearing's hitting some friction or something. Curious to see how long this thing lasts. Sure doesn't sound like it's going well in there. Oh, never mind. Here it goes. Well, somebody was into the emboss feature of MS Paint. Old Clunky's making it, I think. That drive is definitely not healthy. Alright, automatic DST update. Hooray! Okay, so the date's actually still correct. Well, the time is way off. It's actually 7:23 p.m. So we've had some clock drift. We're just gonna go with this for now. No sense in fixing it. Oh no, my display adapter's not configured properly. We gotta go through this. Just gotta try to configure my capture device as a monitor. I was pissed off about a bunch of things. Ooh, yeah, we got anger. Get out of there. I don't care. You know what, we're just gonna hold off on this for now. Alright. We got tax notes, TurboTax, AOL, Granny's chocolate chip cookies. What? Yeah, you can't get that lucky. Alright, the first thing I'm gonna do is save myself 3 hours of blurring and delete all these things that have names on them. Delete. Absolutely. Oh no, don't delete Granny's chocolate chip cookies. Leave that there. Alright, that was a close one. Let's see what's in there. Oh, don't tell me that's written on a bad sector. Yeah, I don't think we're getting that chocolate chip cookie recipe. That will not open. Oh, and WordPad crashed. Yeah, this thing's not happy. Let's see if I can at least get AOL to open. Oh, what color depth is this? Yeah, I don't think we're getting AOL either. The drive just did its click thing and stopped loading. Let's see, I wonder how bad it is. We're frozen. Yeah, we're not getting out of this one. Okay, fine. I'll give it 5 minutes. AOL not responding. End task. Something tells me that's going to be quite impossible. Yep, we're hosed. Let's reboot. Let's actually get into DOS mode. See what Scandisk has to say. If there's any hope for this thing. Oh yeah, we got problems. And those are system files too, that's not good. Skip undo. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of them. You know what, I should have passed the auto fix flag. Huh, that's interesting. Continue. Skip undo. There's some delicious hard drive sounds though. I think this is the most I've seen anything struggle at this stage of Scandisk. This thing sure is worried about those crosslink files. Wait, what? No bad sectors? At least not yet. Here comes the first one now. And we don't have much space for relocating data, so don't know how much progress this is going to make us. Yeah, definitely found one. There it is. First bad sector. And I'm sure there will be many more. Yeah, it looks like this is going to take a while. Yeah, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good at all. It's looking less and less likely we're going to get Grandma's Christmas cookies. Okay, seems like we're doing better now. And as expected, we get Scandisk's impending doom message. Let's see what our total damage is. Yeah, that's a lot. This thing is pretty wrecked. And it didn't even fix all the errors it found. Okay, let's get back in the OS and see how far we can get at least. Oh, listen to that thing. Can we do it? Barely. Let's see if this thing can even get back to Windows. Control-Alt-Delete. Yeah, now I got system file complaints. But it doesn't sound like it was as struggly as it was. Let's see, can we continue? It's just, that first one was a network driver. I don't know what that is. Come on, let's see if we can get through. Ooh, yeah, it's not looking good. Yeah, that's the struggle sound. Tick, tick. Although we booted in less time than before, maybe Scandisk helped a little bit. You know what, I'm just going to skip this for now. You don't need to be stressing any I/O we don't have to. Yeah, don't care. 16 colors will be fine for now. Limited to troubleshooting changes only. Sure. No, I do not. Alright, it seems like it's performing better. So can we get Granny's cookie recipe? Ah, we're so close. See, what does the details say, I wonder? Page fault. So I wonder if we can still copy this file. Doesn't seem like it's a disk access problem. Let's see, how big is that file? 20 kilobytes. Yeah, that'll fit on a disk. Perfect excuse to check the floppy drive. I don't even know what's on that disk. Let's see if we can get that far. Maybe not. But I have no way to tell if it's the disk, the drive, or the instability. Let's try a disk I know that works. See, it read something off that previous disk. Yeah, we're having trouble. I kind of doubt it's the OS causing that. Wow, a rare failure of a Sony floppy drive. This system has been through it. Well, how about the CD drive? Oh, that's horrible. That could have been the most horrible CD tray sound I've ever heard. Even worse than those Toshiba drives from the Dells. Let's see if it works. Ugh. That sounds terrible. It sounds like Jurassic Park. I was spinning up though. It's working. What do you know? At least something works here. Huh. AOL hates 16 color mode. Interesting. Didn't know it did that. Alright, let's exit, because we're not installing this. Let's see if it sounds as horrible coming out. Yes, it does. Like nails on a chalkboard. Okay, now let's try booting from floppy. That'll rule out the OS. Assuming I can get this thing to reboot. Yeah, that floppy drive doesn't work. It's always the ones you least expect. So it was really clean inside. That's too bad. Alright, let's get back up into the OS and see how far we can explore. Alright, here we are. Let's see what we have installed on this thing. Looks like an interesting mix of office and kid games. So this thing must have been demoted to family PC at some point. Clearly looks like it was donated. Let's see, what does Disney have on here? Disney Magic Artist. I wonder if I get that to run. Oh, nope. Need CD. That ain't happening. What else? TurboTax 2005. So this thing was being used for a good long time. Let's see, what is Jawbreaker? I vaguely recognize that icon. Off the screen there. I guess maybe I should fix this resolution and color depth. Double-click color pairs to get points. Oh, it's one of those types of games. Thought I recognized it. I do not. Somebody probably does. Alright, that's that. Let's get out of here. What else? Chessmaster 5000. Let's see if that runs. Sure does. That probably looks way better with the correct color depth. But then it kind of has like an old DOS game feel to it in this color depth. Oh, we have some kind of message. It's probably asking for a CD. Well, that don't work. Let's see, what kind of documents do we have? Nothing too crazy. But I swear, we have got to get Granny's chocolate chip cookie recipe. This is killing me. Let's see if we can open it in Notepad. Oh wait, we don't have open with in 98. Gotta go the hard way. So at least tell me if that file's corrupt. Well, it's legible. Obviously Notepad's not going to be able to read it with the formatting. So I wonder if WordPad will open at all. And it does. So can we do this? Ah! It's just not happening, people. There's something special about those cookies, I know it. It's crashing from beyond the grave. Anyway, let's try to get some dates on those documents. See if this was being used beyond 2005. View details. Oh, I see 06. That's the latest for document changes. I wonder how about system files. What do we got? 2006. Guess that was it. That's likely when they stopped using it. So how did that CMOS battery last so long? So it's quite a long life, I guess. About 10 years. Okay, so here's Grandma's Christmas cookie rescue plan. What kind of a hoarder would I be if I didn't have this exact model floppy drive sitting on the shelf? So it's not exactly the same floppy drive. It's a later revision, but it is more than adequate and close enough for a face swap. So I have every confidence that that will go well. Famous last words. Let's see. Let's deface the donor first. Yeah, I know my fingernail's dirty. I was being a grease monkey this weekend. And I've already cleaned and serviced this one. No need for that. Okay, I found a difference. The original drive uses a light pipe with an SMD LED, and the corresponding window on the faceplate is just empty. The light pipe fills the void. Whereas the donor drive uses a little lens in there that's illuminated by a standard through-hole LED. Let's see if that's a showstopper. I'm going to try to swap this lens over, because it looks like it just clips in there. Okay, got it out. See if it presses in. Why do I obsess over these things? Gotta obsess over something. Alright, I think that was it. Looks pretty good. I might as well clean this thing up proper since it's off. Okay, let's hope everything clicks into place. Button's good. Alright, I think we're good. Let's give it a quick test. Oh yeah. Perfect. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that disk probably does need to be formatted because I actually have no idea what's going on with it. Let's try that. All right, let's do quick format. Want want. Okay, let's try another disk. This one's probably busted. Cancel, cancel. Cancel, please. Thank you. Let's just get my boot disk back in there. I know that disk is good. Ah, finally. Some sanity. All right. Oh, it was already maximized. Can we copy this? Let's see. I didn't even check the free space. What? Okay, yeah. No free space. Wait, that says 1.17 megabytes. Okay. Let's just go delete something. We can delete old speed sys for now. Yes. Sure. I said yes to all. Okay, one more time. It did copy. Now let's get that file onto a competent system. All right, let's get the old external floppy drive connected. That thing actually makes some great sounds on its own. Oh, there it is. I don't even know what program I have to open this. Let's see. LibreOffice, and there it is. Finally. That's all I wanted in life. Now Granny's cookies will be forever immortalized on the internet. Okay, now it's cleanup time. Looks like it doesn't need much more than a wipe down. And there's nothing I can do about the yellowing, at least not right now. I need better retro brighting technology. And I did get the rest of that nasty car grease off my hands. You can't clean with unclean hands. I gotta get all up in these slots. And it looks like we got a little stubborn spot here. I think that's gonna take a magic eraser to get that off. Let's see. Well, it took more effort than I was expecting, but it did come off. Now let's get the top cleaned up. See how bad it actually is. Not too bad. Got a few nicks and scratches here and there. Could be worse. Ah, I missed a spot. Okay, there's one last thing I gotta see. So it looks like they merged the power LED with the hard drive LED, and then they took that and merged it with the power button. So I'm very curious to know, what does that look like? So let's find out. It's even weirder than I thought. It's like the amber LED just dominates the green one. Let me kill these shop lights. Huh. Well, that's interesting looking. It almost has a HAL 9000 look to it. I like it though. And that Pentium sticker is pretty beat up. I'm gonna have to hit up old Geek and Spiel for a replacement. I sure miss the days when HP used to be good. This thing is actually a beast. It just represents a quality seldom seen these days. I also miss uploading. I can't believe it's been nearly 2 months. Or over 2 months, I'm not sure. Feels like this thing's been on the bench for a year. Yeah, just too many holidays, too much work. I did manage to squeeze an e-waste haul in though. Yep, I got a 4th one. So those patron dollars have been reinvested. The hoard is ever growing. And we have these fine folks to thank for that. I also thank them for their infinite patience in my tumultuous upload schedule. But there's a lot of exciting things in the 4th e-waste haul to come. I can't wait to tear into those. But that's all for this one. Thanks for watching.